Let's go, insider betting. We are back, baby.
Let's go. Been a while. Been like 3 weeks, dude. Fuck.
Yes, sir.
Happy to be
Finally,
back.
we're back. UFC has kind of been on an off page for a little bit here. Oh,
I know,
Instagram
I haven't
does
really missed
like
any
it might
big
be
card.
vertical, which is weird. I might end it on Instagram. We might not go live. Look at Instagram right now. It kind of looks crazy.
We look
So
dumb
I'm
as
just
shit
gonna
on
end it on
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah, end it.
Yeah, that looks crazy wild. I don't know what's up with the StreamYard update, but welcome back, everybody, to another weekly episode of Insider Betting. This is a show where we give you guys our best picks and predictions for whichever UFC event is happening on the weekend. This weekend, we have UFC 322, Islam Makhachev versus Della Maddalena at Madison Square Garden for what some are saying the biggest super fight of the year, the card of the year. I'm excited for this one. I think there's a lot of potential to make some bread. Last week, I was really good on my picks, but we didn't have a show together because things happened. But now we're back. I'm excited. Adam, how do you feel? Are you going to be watching this UFC card? Are you excited for some of the prelim fights? Are you going to be watching or just the main card?
No, I'm pumped. I'm pumped for the whole card. I think there's some really, really good fights going on. So I'm excited to see how some of them play out. I think we should start off by saying how it's hilarious how Bo Nickel got bullied off the main card by the fans, and I like that. He doesn't deserve that. There's everyone else on the main card deserves to be there. Bo didn't deserve it, and so I'm happy that happened. You even got Aaron Blanchfield and Tracy Cortez, which, like, I know it's a chick fight, and they never put the chick fights on the main card unless it's a title fight, but like arguably that could have been over Beneil and Benoit Saint Denis. So they're higher ranked, but definitely not Bo.
Tracy Cortez is the main event of this card.
Yes, sir. That's why all the boys are tuning in early just for that fight. That's why they got her so early.
She actually said like she didn't even know who the main event was. She didn't even know it was Makhachev until like yesterday, which is pretty funny. Crazy. Yeah, when she was signing posters, she's like, "Oh, that's why I saw him in New York." So she's pretty out of it because she knows she's the real main event.
Exactly. She saw Mackenzie Dern get the title, and she's like, "I'm next."
Man, could you imagine these beautiful women starting to be champion? That would be amazing.
Never been done before.
I'm in it. But I even like some of these prelim fights, early prelims. We have that Sir Sakharov by Zagar. Sir Sakharov, he got his Contender Series knockout. He decided to fight 4 days later. Again, got another knockout, and
now he's a minus 1,000 favorite.
Yeah, biggest favorite on this card. I haven't finished Eric. Eric's just getting all these bad matchups. He had Ruzi Boev in his last fight as well, so he's just getting all these crazy guys from across the world, and he has no chance. What else do I like on here? I like Malcolm Wellmaker a lot. I think he's going to get another KO. Gregory Rodriguez versus Roman Kopylov is low-key a sleeper. There's some value on Roman Kopylov right now. He's an underdog, but I do think Gregory's still going to get it done. I'm kind of looking at the Bo Nickel fight the same way. I think there's some value on Vieira, Rodolfo, but Rodolfo Vieira fraud checked me in my last fight. I had him. He lost. I had Bo Nickel in his last fight. He lost, so I'm fading that fight completely. I don't know what's going to happen there. Deserves to be on the prelims.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, there's even Angela Hill, which she always puts up a good fight. You got on the early prelims, Pat Sabatini is fighting. That's a bit of a sleeper, a bit of a toss-up on that one.
True.
Gerald Mearshart probably getting slept. OG.
True.
Yeah, some good fights. But I feel like we'll probably just break down the main card today, hey? Yeah. We gave some quick picks for the fans over there. Let's pull up these graphics that we got. We're back with the graphics. I don't know. I don't think Cody's kept them up while I was gone, but here we are. We brought them back. Starting off the main card, we have Beneil Dariush taking on Benoit Saint Denis. Both of them back in the win column. Love to see it. Benoit Saint Denis got a big win over Rafi in his last fight. Kind of unexpected. In hindsight, should have been expected. I think Ruffy was like a pretty decent favorite going into that fight. But BSD showed that he is a really well-rounded fighter, and he can take you down, and he can hang on the feet. And that's exactly what he did with Ruffy. Ended up making him tap. We should have seen it. Usually when you got a striker versus an all-around guy, unless the striker gets a knockout, they're not likely to win. And that's what happened with that fight. With Beneil Dariush, also an unexpected win. I don't think a lot of us expected him to beat Renato Moicano. He got it done. He's on a 2-fight, that was putting him back in the win column after losing to Armin and Charles de Bronx there. But yeah, interesting fight. I don't love Beneil Dariush. I picked Moicano to beat him. The guys that have been in the UFC for a long time have taken a lot of damage. He's just getting older. Benoit Saint-Denis, he's the young up-and-coming guy. People were fighting for him to get a title shot before he got slept by Dustin Poirier. So BSD is the real deal. I know he took a couple big losses against Poirier and against Moicano, but he's back. He's back to win. Beneil hasn't gone a knockout in a while, and that's the only way Benoit Saint-Denis has been losing. So if this fight goes to decision, I'm pretty confident that BSD is going to be able to get a decision win. He's going to get a few takedowns. He's going to be able to hold him on the ground for a little bit. And he's just a little spontaneous on the feet. He's going to be kind of unorthodox. And yeah, I don't see a win for Beneil here unless he gets a knockout, and I just don't see a knockout happening here. So I'm pretty confident on Benoit Saint-Denis getting the win here.
Yeah, Beneil Dariush's last performance was pretty impressive against Moicano. We saw what Moicano did to Benoit Saint-Denis, completely destroyed him, had the doctor stoppage. And Beneil Dariush was able to just pressure him, use his grappling, clinch him up, take him down, and really just pressure Moicano to where Moicano couldn't use his range, couldn't grapple with him, and didn't look at the same level as Beneil Dariush. I think Benoit Saint-Denis' strength here is the pressure. I think he's going to be the one who's got to give it to Beneil Dariush, come in first, open up this fight by walking him down, pressuring him up against the cage, taking him down, landing your ground and pound, looking for submission, looking for that ground and pound finish. I think he finds the ground and pound finish in this one. Dariush is good. He's really skillful. It's just I do think Benoit Saint-Denis is climbing up to be that next level guy. I did count him out in his last fight against Rufi. That was a damage reason. I was like, oh, he's taking too much damage in his last few fights. That's kind of similar to what you're saying about Beneil Dariush. He's kind of taken a lot of damage in his career. I don't think that's going to be a factor in this one. I think both their chins are fine, but I just think the pressure of BSD is going to be too big of a factor. He's going to walk him down. He's going to be the one making this a fight, while Beneil Dariush is going to be kind of on the outside foot, defending those takedowns a lot of this fight. I think BSD is going to look a lot like Merab kind of performance in this one, where he's mixing up the takedowns, a lot of good striking. I think he puts on a really good performance that puts him into the top 10 and gets a top 5 matchup next. And then maybe one day fights for the title. We'll see. But a lot of good matchups for him at lightweight once he gets this one done. And I'm excited to see it. Imagine him against like a Paddy Pimblett or something. I think he could get those fights. And it would be interesting to shake up the division a little bit. I think BSD is the one to do it, not Dariush. So I'm going to lean BSD in this one by finish. I feel pretty confident about that one.
Yeah, I agree. This is one of those fights where it's going to show that MMA math never adds up, you know? Yeah. Beneil beat Moicano. Yeah, Benoit lost to Moicano, but like styles make matchups. And I think Benoit Saint-Denis' style is going to be a really big, going to do him a lot of good in this fight. And it's a bit of a different style than Moicano. He's a little bit more relentless. He's got the pressure. He doesn't gas. And I think it's going to make it a problem for Beneil. But we're on the same page there. Next up, we got Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates. I fucking love this matchup. When this fight was announced, I was fucking stoked. It is perfect for both guys. Like, neither of these guys want to grapple. Both of these guys want to strike. They're going to be up on the feet. It's probably going to be fight of the night, I would assume. I would be shocked that if this fight doesn't end in a knockout. And it can go either way. Leon Edwards, obviously coming off of a couple losses. He lost to Bilal Muhammad. He lost to Sean Brady. Both of those guys, heavy grapplers. Stylistically, doesn't do well for Leon. And a guy like Carlos Prates also doesn't want to grapple. So I think for both of these guys, being a stand and bang is really good. I think when you look at Leon, he might have a little bit of the higher fighter IQ. He's just got more experience in the octagon. He's been the champ. He's got it done before. But I think he's gonna be tough against a guy like Carlos Prates. He's got crazy power that we haven't seen before. Obviously, he had that loss against Ian Gary by decision, which was a lot of a closer fight than all of us expected. I think Carlos Prates showed that he can hang on the ground just a little bit, even though he likes not to be there. So I think that's important. Like, I think if it was Ian Gary versus Leon Edwards, I think Leon would perform a lot worse than Carlos did. But this is going to be a different type of fight. It's going to be stand and bang. Honestly, in these ones, it's like a 50-50 toss-up. I think that's why the odds are as close as they are. But at the same time, Carlos, he's the younger guy. He's got the more power. He doesn't have as much experience as Leon, but he's fought against some big guys. He was able to get the knockout win against Jeff Neal. He was able to get back in that win column, and I think that's just going to help him out. Leon hasn't gotten a win since he lost the belt, and I don't think he's going to get it done here, honestly. So I got Carlos Prates.
So many good matchups in the welterweight division right now. This being one of my favorite. Like you said, this is going to be pure striking battle. These guys don't want to grapple at all. They want to showcase their skills on the feet. They want to get a knockout. They want to bounce themselves into that title conversation. I'm not quick to count Leon Edwards out of this one, man. He is an underdog in this, which is surprising because he has just held the title not too long ago, fighting Sean Brady in like a #1 contender fight almost. And now he's the underdog against Carlos Prates, who lost to Ian Gary, had a big knockout against Jeff Neal. I understand it. I'm probably leaning on Carlos Prates in this one. But that second, third round, like I'm kind of worried if Carlos is the one getting advanced on, like if he's getting pressured on against the cage. He didn't look great against Ian Gary in the striking. He looked great against Jeff Neal, but Jeff Neal is very one-dimensional. I think Leon Edwards could at least feint different things, give him different looks, give him that championship fighter kind of style to where it might frustrate Carlos Prates. And the fighting nerds haven't been on a hot streak here. They've been really cold as of recently. This one's kind of a fade fight for me. I think a lot of people are hammering Carlos Prates in this spot, and I understand it, but I'm scared of it. There is a little reach advantage for Prates. He does seem like the more confident fighter going into this fight. He has Leon Edwards as his lock screen, saying that Leon Edwards doesn't have the heart. He doesn't have that will to win in his fights. So
yeah,
I kind of agree. You can't teach heart, and Carlos Prates has a lot of it. So,
yeah,
I mean, hungrier dog runs faster. It's probably Carlos Prates in this one. I think he wants it just a bit more. But, I mean, where does Leon Edwards go if he takes a loss here, especially a knockout loss here? Kind of tarnishes his whole legacy. So I don't think he's just be in there to lose. I think there's some value on taking Leon Edwards a straight up dog here. I don't know.
Yeah. We got K-Dot in the YouTube chat. What's up, brother? I see you got Alex Pereira as your profile picture. So I'm going to go out on the limb, and you're probably supporting Carlos Prates, but let us know in the chat who you got for this fight. But yeah, I agree with everything you said. I agree. This like, if you're going to fade a fight, this is the one to fade, because in these striking matchups, they're 50-50. One of them is going to get knocked out most likely. The question is who. We both think it's going to be Carlos Prates getting the win and knocking out Leon Edwards. And you're right, it's going to tarnish Leon's career a little bit. But we'll see what happens.
Like, can Leon manage the distance? Can he use his kicks? He has really sharp, heavy kicks. Like, I think he might be able to do that, where Carlos Prates is going to stick to a hard 1-2, trying to walk him down, trying to be in his face, get angry, and kind of like he's more of like a fighter, like where he's going to get mad in the fight. He's going to have a lot of emotions in there, where Leon Edwards is going to be very composed, been there before, and handle what's in front of him. So I think this one's a little bit of a fade fight for me. It's going to be exciting. Like you said, probably fight of the night.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think so. Carlos traditionally is more emotional, but I think he's learned through that Ian Gary loss to be a little bit more composed. I say it a lot, where like a lot of these undefeated fighters have to go through a loss to figure out how they have to change up their game. And I think that I know he's only fought Jeff Neal since, but I feel like he probably took a lot away from that fight. So we'll see how he comes into this one. But next up, we got Sean Brady taking on Michael Morales. Also a really good fight. You got the number 2 guy taking on the number 8 ranked guy. Both of these guys have 18 wins. Sean Brady's got a loss on his record against Bilal Muhammad. And Michael Morales is undefeated, 18-0. And I think this is going to be one of those fights where he's going to have to take a loss to learn something. But you have Sean Brady. Again, this is also like a really, really close fight, like odds-wise, because I think it's going to be a toss-up a little bit. I just think that so you have Michael Morales. He's 6-0 in the UFC, 18-0 overall. He's got 4 of his 6 wins by TKO. Sean Brady, never been knocked down in the UFC. Something important to note, I think, which is you can fact check me on it, but I was on UFC stats and he showed he's never been knocked down.
He got knocked out by Bilal Muhammad.
He got knocked out, but that was the one time. He's never been knocked down. Like because all of Michael Morales' wins, I think, have been ground and pound of some sort. Like he's knocked his opponent down and then he's gotten on top of them to finish it. So it's never been a clean knockout. But in terms of knockdowns, hasn't experienced that much. Every time Michael Morales has been taken down in the UFC, he's gone on to win by TKO. And then Michael Morales hasn't been taken down more than once in the UFC, but Sean Brady hasn't gone less than 2 takedowns in his UFC fights. And it's happened twice. Once against Bilal Muhammad, where there was no takedowns, and then he got 1 takedown against, I think it was Jake Matthews. But long story short is I think Michael Morales is going to face something he's never faced before. The relentless pressure, getting taken down multiple times, having to get back up multiple times. And I think it might be a little bit challenging for him to deal with. He does have, it's not showing me on the screen here. I think he's got decent takedown defense. Oh, my bad. So I'm just trying to see this shit here. 89%. He's got decent takedown defense, so it might prove a little bit difficult for Sean Brady. But again, like he averages over 3.5 takedowns per fight. Again, I just think it's gonna be too much for Michael Morales. I do have Sean Brady winning like a close decision win. I don't think it's gonna go to. I don't think there's gonna be a finish in the fight. But if anyone's gonna get a finish, it's gonna be Michael Morales. If it goes to decision, I don't think Michael Morales has a chance of winning because Sean Brady can also hang on the feet. You've seen fights where Sean Brady has over 100 strikes, like he doesn't solely rely on his takedowns. So a little bit of an interesting matchup here, but I think Sean Brady being the more well-rounded guy, I like that a little bit more than I like Michael Morales's knockout potential.
Both these guys have the most surging momentum in the welterweight division, the craziest performances, which puts them in this actual number 1 contender fight to where if they put on another great performance, stuffing their opponents, great momentum that they have going on right now, that they deserve that next title shot. This is really the next title contender fight besides maybe Ian Gary versus Bilal Muhammad next week. This is the one that matters. I understand what you said. I want to mention that Michael Morales is an Ecuador wrestling champion. He has really good wrestling, and he's a big guy. He made Gilbert Burns look really small. He's going to make Sean Brady look pretty small because he just sizes up so big when he gets done his weight cut. He's a big guy. He has heavy hands. I like him as the dog here. I think he's going to be able to stuff 1 or 2 of those takedowns, frustrate Sean Brady with once he gets those underhooks in. If he gets those and pushes him off because he's just stronger than Sean Brady, in my opinion, I think he's going to be putting his hands on Sean Brady. And I don't think Sean Brady has the best chin. I don't think Sean Brady has the best striking. A lot of his strikes and fights come when he's on the ground and pound. I don't think he's going to be able to dominate somebody and just hold Michael Morales on top position, and Michael Morales is just going to be laying down on his back flat for 15 minutes. I don't see that happening. That's why I'm leaning Michael Morales here. Is actually he's the top of my parlay for most of my parlays this weekend. He's the last leg. I'm putting it all on Michael Morales if my parlay goes, and I'm not cashing out. I believe in him. I think he's going to win here. I don't believe in the hype of Sean Brady. His performances are really, really good, but I don't think he has those kind of performances against an Islam Makhachev, against the Michael Morales, against a JDM, against the Kamaru Usman, against these top level guys. Even Shavkat, I don't think. So impressive. It's been a good run, Sean Brady. 2 in the division. Deserves it. Should have got his title shot already, but I think Michael Morales is next up. I see Michael Morales as a champion in this division. I see Michael Morales getting through Sean Brady. I think he gets a knockout. I think he gets it done. I really, really am confident in this one. It's going to be surprising to a lot of people. I think a lot of money is on Sean Brady here, but not me. I could be looking like a fool after this card with this one, but I'm really heavy on Michael Morales here. I think he's the truth.
Yeah, look, I like Michael Morales a lot. I think I like your play of him being a potential future champion of the division. My only beef with Michael Morales is that he's never lost. Like I really do think that like a lot of these guys need to get a loss under their belt before they go to the championship category. And I think we see it all the time where, like, especially in 2025, a lot of these high level prospects get their zero taken off. And I think Sean Brady is the guy to be able to do that. And we'll get into it after, but I agree. Sean Brady should have gotten a title shot. It's a bit of a weird title fight happening today. But we'll break that down for the main event there.
Like, if Morales could neutralize the wrestling in the first round, it's going to be such a different fight than people think it's going to be. Like, people think he's just going to be able to take him down at will, ground and pound, and lock in a submission. I don't see it going that way. I think Michael Morales is too sharp, too fast, too strong. I think he shows it and proves it against somebody at the caliber of Sean Brady. I think he's going to turn a lot of heads in this one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Next up, co-main event, Valentina Shevchenko taking on Weili Zhang Weili, as Chinese like having their last name first. But anyway, crazy matchup. This is a crazy card because you have 2 people moving up to try to become champs, and Weili Zhang is the first of the 2 here. Arguably 2 of the GOATs in women's MMA. Obviously Amanda Nunes probably takes number 1 over these 2, but these are 2 and 3 pretty heavily here. This is going to contradict everything I'm going to say when we break down the next fight. But Weili, she's moving up a weight class. She's already small, I find. And I know it's only like a 1-inch difference in height, but she's a smaller fighter. I don't know how she's going to size up against someone like Valentina Shevchenko. Maybe she's bucked up. Maybe she looks really good when they weigh in tomorrow. But I'm a little worried for her. I think Valentina is just such a well-rounded fighter. I know Weili Zhang has that high volume striking. Valentina Shevchenko's got that knockout capability. Both of them do technically, but I just find it's hard for someone to move up a weight class and perform the same way. You know, like, is she going to have that volume? Is she going to have that same power? Is Valentina just going to be too big for her? And every time she takes her down and holds her there on the ground, is that going to gas Weili Zhang out? Who knows? You know, we've seen Valentina Shevchenko lose in a title fight against Alexa Grasso where she tapped, and there's the potential for Weili to be able to do that as well. I think she's good on the ground. They're both just so well-rounded that they could win any way. It could go to a knockout, a submission, or a decision on both sides. You know, I just think Valentina. I've counted her out a couple times. I thought Alexa Grasso was gonna get the trilogy win at the Sphere. Didn't happen. I thought Manon Ferro would put up more of a challenge than she did against Valentina, and Valentina still beat her. And so this pick is fully based off of me giving Valentina Shevchenko the flowers she deserves and the respect she deserves, and also just Weili moving up. If it was the other way around, where, you know, in an alternate universe where Weili was the one in the higher division and was coming down to fight Valentina Shevchenko, I'd probably give it to Weili. But I just think her coming up makes it a little bit difficult for her, and I'm pretty confident Valentina will be able to get it done. But I like the close odds on all these fights. Like, they really are all toss-ups. And I don't hate either fighter here. I'm going to go with Valentina because I've counted her out too many times before.
Yeah, Weili's got to be on the creatine if she's doing.
She's got to be right.
I haven't heard the reports that she's taking the creatine, but she's got to be taking the creatine.
Yeah.
In this fight. I like Weili Zhang a lot, but I think she's a little bit chitty. I mean, she got knocked out with a head kick to Rose Namajunas way back when. And I think the kicks and the strikes of Valentina, the output, as you mentioned, of Valentina Shevchenko is going to be a lot to handle for Weili Zhang. I don't think that she's going to have the IQ to immediately just try and shoot takedowns and try and find a submission on Valentina Shevchenko because she is bigger. I think she's got to respect the ground game of Valentina. She's got to respect the distance of Valentina Shevchenko. And if she does that, which I think she will, Valentina's going to put on a clinic here. I think Valentina by knockout's a sharp play. I think Valentina by finish is a sharp play. I like Valentina. It's a 25-minute match. I'm curious to see how the first 2 rounds are. Maybe Zhang Weili could have put on a good start to this fight, but we've seen Valentina Shevchenko in those championship rounds against Manon Fiorot come back, win the 3. She lost the first 2 against Manon Fiorot, won the last 3 rounds to defend her title. I think she's on a generational run. She is the GOAT, in my opinion, of the female division. This is huge for her. There's even talks about her going and fighting up a weight class to Kayla Harrison after this one, if she gets the win here, which I like as well. They could do that for a potential White House card, maybe. Double champ status for Valentina, or I don't know. But Valentina, I think she's going to have a great performance here. I like that you're not counting her out. I'm definitely not the one to count her out. I keep betting her. I keep winning with her. I don't know what's dangerous about Weili here. I don't know what the dangers are. I don't think Valentina's at any knockout danger. I don't think she's at any submission danger. She's going to be stronger. She's going to be bigger. She's going to be freaking faster. She has all the experience in the world. I just like Valentina here a lot. I think she defends. I think she does it in dominant fashion. And I think we have talks of because what else does she have to do to get respected as the female GOAT here? She beats Weili Zhang, and then, you have to go up in a division and beat Kayla Harrison, or, you have to do this. It's like, no, this is the fight. If she wins here, we got to put the respect on her name. She is the flyweight GOAT, women's GOAT, over Ronda Rousey, over these other girls. Valentina Shevchenko is the truth. She beats Zhang Weili here by finish. We got to put the respect on her name. Instant Hall of Famer. Give me Valentina Shevchenko.
I mean, she's already an instant Hall of Famer, but no, I think
True.
The only thing Amanda Nunes has over her is that she's been a 2-division champ, right? Yeah. So I do think Kayla Harrison is next if she gets the win here. And if she does that, every champ, if she beats Weili and then she beats Kayla, she beat all the division's champions. Come on, that'd be crazy. Something that Amanda Nunes hasn't done. So that would put her as the GOAT for sure. This fight puts her on the edge, puts her in conversation. But I feel like a lot of people will hold the 2-division champ over her head and give it to Amanda Nunes because of that. Main event: Della Maddalena fighting Islam Makhachev.
Two things.
I'm gonna pause. You're right. We have to say a quick thank you.
2 things. Yes. And I also want to mention, imagine they do Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes first. Amanda Nunes beats Kayla Harrison. And instead of an instant rematch, they do Shevchenko versus Nunes. That would be amazing.
I love that. I could see
yes, let's get into a word by DraftKings. We love you, DraftKings.
The GOATs. Let's go.
Inside Fighting big news. UFC 322 is this weekend. Islam Makhachev takes on Della Maddalena for the UFC Welterweight Championship. And we've partnered up with our friends over at DraftKings to bring you closer to all the action. Right now, if you're a new customer, go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. You can sign up using our promo code INSIDEFIGHTING. Bet $5 and you'll receive $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's right, new customers who sign up using our promo code INSIDEFIGHTING. Bet $5 and you'll receive $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's only at DraftKings. The crown is yours.
GOATs.
That's right. $5. You go new customers, bet $5. $300 in bonus bets. It's an amazing offer. Get your bets in for UFC 322. Huge card, huge potential to make some bread there if you're a new customer at DraftKings. Thank you, DraftKings.
Love y'all. Love y'all. Anyways, JDM taking on Islam. I said it when we started the episode, when we we're talking, or not when we started, when we we're talking about the Sean Brady and Michael Morales fight. This is a weird fight to make because I get it. Islam deserves it. Don't get me wrong. But this is my two problems with it. One, Islam beat Renato Moicano to get this fight. Just a weird person to beat to then get your 2-division champ fight. JDM, this is his first title defense. You're fucking throwing him against the Wolves. Like you're throwing him up against a guy who hasn't lost in fucking forever.
Yeah.
Like it's a super weird fight to make. I like it. Don't get me wrong. Islam deserves it. I just think they could have waited one more fight each, you know? JDM, let him fight against Sean Brady, let him have a title defense, then let him fight Islam. And then Islam, you got Ilya Taporia. He was knocking on your door. Fucking let him go out there and beat Ilya and then make him move up. But yeah, it kind of made things a little bit weird. But anyway, I like this fight anyway. I like the JDM versus Islam matchup. I know I said it before, Weili's moving up. She might not be big enough. What's going to happen? Islam doesn't have that problem. Islam like should be fighting in the welterweight division. And I know he's moving up a big weight class. This is I think this is the biggest jump you can make technically. It's 170 to 185, right? Which usually it's just like 10 pounds.
155 to 170.
150. Okay, sorry. Yeah, 155 to 170. So 15-pound difference. Big jump. Bit of a weird, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how to break this one down. JDM, he's coming off of, what is it? He's got a few wins in a row here, at least 5. He's coming off a win against Bilal Muhammad, a fight that I knew he was going to win, and I was so happy he won. Bilal's the worst champion in the UFC has ever seen. And so I'm happy he's not even in conversation anymore.
Could be with the win over Ian Gary next week.
I know, and I would love for Ian to beat him. But even if he beats Ian, yeah, he'll probably get another title fight, but I don't love it. But I don't think it matters because if Islam wins here, Bilal said he's not going to fight Islam. Or at least that was said in the past, right?
True,
Islam said he won't fight Bilal.
That's true.
So we'll see what happens here. Islam, on the other hand, he's coming off of a title defense win against Renato Moicano. He's got a few wins as a champion, and what I'm riding on is that Islam has struggled the most against Australians. I know he's gone 2 wins over Volk, but in that first fight, it was a closer fight than most of us thought. He did get a unanimous decision win, but it went to decision. All of his other fights have been by finish, at least recently. So interesting fight coming up. JDM, he might be the cleanest boxer or like striker in the division right now. He's the champion for a reason. But Islam he's just so good. He's so good all around. He can strike with JDM. He can also take him down. I think he might be able to ragdoll JDM. That's my issue. I'll put my money on Islam. I really don't think JDM stands much of a chance, and that's not like any disrespect to JDM. It's like a ton of respect to Islam. The way he's dominated every fighter, even around to Moicano. Moicano was coming off of a couple wins. Like, sure, he didn't deserve the title shot. Sure, he didn't have like the experience that like you would expect a title contender to have. But he was coming off of a few wins. And he looked good in them. I think it was after the BSD win, right? That he fought Islam and he dominated Benoit Saint-Denis. And you're like, oh, damn, like we didn't expect this. Maybe he can put something up. And then he goes out and loses. I think it was in the first round that Islam made him tap. And he made it look so easy. So it just shows that Islam is levels above everyone else. JDM's path to victory here is obviously striking, avoid getting taken down. The volume game is going to be really big. Islam's going to get hit harder than he's probably ever been hit before, just by fighting a bigger guy. So I like JDM. I think this fight, I like the odds. I think the odds are fair, but I think the fight's going to be closer than the odds show. But I think Islam's going to get the win here. Could be by decision, probably by like a submission. But Islam, like he's one of those fighters that he can win in any way he wants at the same time. So could be a knockout if he's keeping it on the feet. Could be by submission if he keeps taking him down, or it could be a decision if JDM can eat Islam's shots and he doesn't get in a position where he has to tap.
Yeah. For me, it's so hard to pick against Islam Makhachev. Pound for pound, number 2 in the world. Held pound for pound, number 1 in the world for like 2 years. But I love the story of JDM here to avenge the losses of his Australian brother, Alex Volkanovski. He's training with Craig Jones. He's putting in a lot of work into his wrestling. He's had a long time to prepare for this. He also, I'm sure, has put on some significant size. He has great scrambles. He has great hands. This is going to be a tough one for Islam Makhachev. And I think a lot of people are counting out JDM just off the fact of Islam is that guy, trains with Khabib. But look at Khabib's record and the people that he got his victories against. And now look at Islam's record and the wins that he has against. 2 wins against Volk, Renato Moicano. It's kind of padded, in my opinion. He's not looking for those crazy tough opponents in like Ilia Topuria and people who could really bring the fight to him. I think Jack Della Maddalena knows he can't be on the back foot in this fight. He has great coaches. I think they're going to put in a great game plan here for somebody as skillful as Islam, who always has that concern of choking you out or locking in his submission. Having that finishing potential it's always there for Islam. We know that. But I think he's going to steal a round or 2 here. I think he's going to put the output in. I think he's going to bring this one to a close decision where people are like, holy shit, is this going to be a robbery? Is Islam going to get a loss here by decision? Who knows? I think it's going to be one of those fights. And for that reason, I'm going to pick the underdog here. I like the value on JDM. I like the story of JDM. It's a crazy pick because Islam Makhachev is really that good. But in a new division, let's see how he holds up. JDM's a big test. JDM is the best welterweight in the division right now. I think he's better than all these guys, better than Shavkat, better than Sean Brady, better than Morales, better than Pratis, better than Edwards, better than Usman. I think he's really that good.
In the welterweight division, I think JDM by far is going to give Islam the hardest run for his money. I 100% agree with you.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I also think that if Islam wins, you're going to be like, fuck, I picked JDM with my heart. So I think it's a hard pick. And you know what? My heart pick's the same. I would love for JDM to win. I think the storyline, I think everything would be way more exciting if JDM wins. But Islam is that guy.
Let's remember Jack Della Maddalena. He's undefeated. Yeah. So this is a crazy matchup, man. Like this is the super fight of super fights right now. We don't want to admit it because JDM is not really like the pay-per-view guy for the UFC. He's not going to be doing the trash talk. He's not going to be selling the pay-per-views, but he is really that good. So I'm picking JDM here, man, and I like it. If I'm cashing my parlays, I'm gonna probably lay a pretty penny on JDM here, plus 230. Probably gets it done by a decision. It's going to be close, but look at these wars that Islam's been in. Like if he does go the distance, or he didn't go the distance with Dustin Poirier, but Dustin Poirier was able to do a lot of damage. Alex Volkanovski was able to bring him to a decision, and that was at 145. So it's just I don't know. There's question marks here for Islam Makhachev to answer at welterweight at 170, moving up a division. Is he just running from the hardest fights, and then he winds up in the hardest fight of his life? I think he's going to be sitting on that stool after round 2-3 and being like, holy shit, this is a lot harder than I expected. And if he gets that way, Jack Della Maddalena, he's going to sense that. His coaches are going to sense that, and they're going to put on the hands to Islam Makhachev. So I'm very curious to see how this one plays out, but JDM's the pick here for me.
Let's say Islam runs through JDM. Let's say he gets in there, first round knockout.
Give him Kamaru Usman or Sean Brady or whoever wins that Sean Brady fight.
You're talking about JDM? Oh, you're talking about Islam to fight one of those guys.
Yeah. Let him stay at welterweight.
See, okay. So that's not where I was going. I was gonna say, does he go back down and go for 2 division champ against Ilya, or
Ilya steps up.
Or does Islam step up another weight class to do something that no one's ever done before and fight against Hamzat?
Hamzat's going to pull an Islam Makhachev and duck that fight and go fight Alex Pereira. He's going to move up to light heavyweight. We're going to see all these champions moving up the division trying to
run from Islam.
Greatness, the 3 division champs.
Where does Islam rank in the GO rankings if he wins this 2 division champ? Is he even in the conversation at all?
He's really up there. Well, there's super fights to be made. There's that Ilya Topuria stepping up at 170. There's also Hamzat Chimaev who can make the cut to 170. He's not a big middleweight. So like if we saw a super fight with Hamzat, Islam, or Ilya, because those are my top 3 right now. It's Islam, Hamzat, Chimaev. Those are the 3. Ilya, Islam, and Hamzat. Those are the 3 hardest. And you could even put Poatan in there, but healthy Poatan's scary. John Jones also, but we don't know what's up with him.
Yeah.
Those are the top 5.
Interesting fights to make. But anyway, that's been Insider Betting. We'll be back next week. Big main event next week. I don't know how the rest of the cards look.
Yeah, I haven't really peeked the card yet, but
I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Let's see.
Where is it even taking place? Is it in Vegas? Where is it at?
Qatar. Arman Sarukian taking on Dan Hooker as the main event. I didn't even realize that was the main event. I knew Bilal versus Ian.
I thought Bilal versus Ian was, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I told you.
Oh, that's a great card, actually. Looking at some
Bilal was the losers champ, bro. He's just coming off of a title loss and he can't even get the main event. He's got to be the co-main. That's crazy. In Qatar too, where he'd be like,
where he's gonna have people cheering for him.
Like Arman. A lot of people might think he's Muslim because of like that whole connection with like all the Russians, like Islam and all that. But like he's not. He's a Christian guy. Usually you'd have like someone like Bilal as the main event, but clearly they don't want that. Alonzo Manyfield is fighting Volkan Ozdemir. Jack Hermansson's coming back and fighting Oralbai. Sergey Spivak versus Shamil Gaziev, Alex Perez versus Asu Almabayev. That's a great main card.
Yeah, this is a great fight.
Yeah.
But people are saying this card right here, 322, is the fight card of the year. We've seen some great fight cards this year. We're getting close to the end of the year. I do think it's going to be the best card of the year. There's so many good fights. There's early prelims. This is the card that we've been needing for the last few weeks here. So I'm very excited to sit down and watch this one on Saturday. I'll be tapped in, guys. I'll be doing the watch party. So come tune in on Saturday. If you got nothing to do, I'll be watching, placing bets, and losing probably, but hopefully winning.
But anyways, we'll see y'all next Thursday, 3 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Main card starts at 9 p.m. Saturday, so Cody's probably going to be live for some of the prelims, I'm assuming, maybe like 7 p.m., something like that.
Long live.
Yeah, TikTok is the place to watch Cody. He will be live on YouTube and other places as well, I think, but TikTok, that's where everyone tunes in to watch Cody talk shit Saturdays. So tune in, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.